So I'm here with Carolyn McManus. She's a multi-unit franchisee with the Coffee Club, and she's the current Franchise Woman of the Year. Carolyn, how many stores do you have now in the Coffee Club?
We have 5 coffee clubs, soon to be 6, and this year we ventured out into Ribs and Rumps as well, our second brand.
And how has that been, taking on a different brand? It's within the same portfolio of the overall business, isn't it?
Yeah.
A different brand, different take?
Yes, it is. It's a different brand. So the Coffee Club didn't establish it, so it did come with its own systems already. But yeah, it's been fantastic because I'm the first franchisee with Ribs and Rumps. But we do run the businesses very separate. Like the structure, the staffing structure, they don't even report into the same operations manager. They're run as completely different businesses, which I think is good for the the competitiveness of each brand, really, that way.
So what are the challenges for you as a multi-unit owner
today? Look, it's still the multi-unit. The bigger you get, the more people you employ, or the more. So the people development is a big side of our business. We now have employed 200 people, so we are very much in the people game. So developing them, getting good people on board, thinking every day of what we can do for our people, because they're obviously the ones that are in front of the customers. So they're the challenges, really, is looking for how we develop them, how we recognise them, how we retain them, and especially in this market where customers are fairly sure on exactly what they want, and if they choose to spend that money with you, they have an expectation of exactly what that's going to look like. So I think that's particularly strong for the industry of franchising, but it means that we really need to get it right. So it's a lot more about a lot more emphasis, a lot more development, a lot more cost into our people, and ensuring that happens.
Okay, so it's a completely different scenario, isn't it, from even just having, say, 2?
Oh, definitely. Multi-unit, once you come into 3, once you have 3 units, then your system has to completely change. You have to start to think in the business at that stage that you are a general manager of an organisation. And at our level, at 5 and 6, and with Ribs and Rumps, so you need to really run this like an organisation. So it's more. My role is very much more as a CEO now of the organisation, and it's very much about finding ways that what you can't physically see anymore, you have to be able to measure. So you need reports. We have more reports than we've ever had before, but that's essential because it's still a timing issue. It's still, I need to see what's happening every week in these businesses, because often 2 weeks will be too long to affect any changes that's happened. So definitely multi-unit is at that 3 point, it is a completely different business, because you're so reliant on people. So we have a bit of a motto where we recruit clever people and let them be clever. So you have to create the environments that allow them to flourish in, because you can't drag every single unit across the finish line here. They have to believe it themselves.
Okay. So looking ahead, sort of 2014, 2015, what are your plans with the business?
I think that there will be more. So Townsville is a really good market to operate in. So there will definitely, at this stage, looks like there's probably another 1 or 2 coffee clubs. But yes, we definitely need to, we're at that pinnacle point where we make a decision in the business whether we bring another brand into the fold, whether we establish that in Townsville, or whether we move the structure that we've got, be it a coffee club or a Ribs and Rumps, elsewhere. So that's the thing. Growth. This last 12 months was very much about consolidating and see how Ribs and Rumps went and manage that cash flow, see some systems in that, and obviously pay down some debt. But so we're at that next level. Well, we know what it can do, and so growth in the next 12 to 18 months, I would say.
And just to finish up, do you have a particular word of advice or a tip that you might offer someone who's an existing franchisee or perhaps a potential franchisee and is looking ahead to multi-unit ownership?
Yeah, you really need to look at making sure that you've got good people around that can support that shift, because once you get to 3, it is absolutely a physical impossibility to do everything. So you have to make sure that you've got key people there, and you have to start being able to engage them now by giving them off different pieces of work that you're doing now. And the other thing is, people generally say, oh, I couldn't do it or I wouldn't do it because I need to have too much control or I need to know everything. I think everybody does feel like that, so it's learnt. It's not that you can't do it because you need to know everything. It's more about if you don't like giving up aspects of control, then you do it in stages, and until eventually you get there where you're comfortable at that point. So, but very key, make sure that you are looking at that support staff that you're going to have around you, whether it's operations, finance, and probably check yourself as well that they do have a different skill set to yourself. So don't just have someone like another mini-me in the business, because it skews too much. So you need very balanced people. So for example, I'm not particularly strong with detail, but my general manager is. So you have to get the business. It has to be balanced to be successful.
Great. Well, thank you very much for the advice, and we look forward to following the progress of the business.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.